What's happening, Saints fans? Hope y'all having a wonderful weekend. In today's video, we're actually going to go through some trade buzz. I'm going to talk about a Raiders player that the Saints could trade for, but I'm also going to talk about a player the Saints could trade away. So stick around and find out who those two guys are. But a really quick reminder, if you want to stay updated around Saints trade rumors, news, injury updates, all sorts of buzz, coaching issues, all sorts of stuff. Anything that the coaches say, anything that the players say, anything that's going on around the team that's notable, I'm going to get you informed, and I'm going to keep it condensed in like less than 20 minutes. So if you guys want to get more coverage and more live coverage, subscribe today and join the over 34,000 people we've had join the family so far. That's what we are. We're a family. We're a community, so come join. All right, so let's talk about a player the Saints could trade away, Jamaal Williams. So just for context here, how I came up with this one, I've been wanting to run some like Twitter spaces or X spaces or whatever you want to call them. And yesterday I was talking to actually our live game day moderator, Kermit the Frog. He hopped in. We were talking about some trade ideas and stuff. And he threw out, I want to trade away Jamaal Williams. And so I said, actually, I don't hate this idea. I'll talk about it and kind of break it down in full detail. So like I said, this is an idea and a topic that I've seen thrown out on social media. It's also something commonly said in the comment section of play when we ask, like, what's your trade idea? What's your trade package? Or who's a player you want to trade away or something? Like, Jamaal Williams has been a player that's been named a lot by y'all. And needless to say, like, I'm not trying to turn this into a I don't like Jamaal Williams rant because that couldn't be further from the truth. I really like him. I actually like him a lot as an entertainer. He's really, really funny. He's a clearly like a locker room favorite. And I like his style of football. Just hasn't been doing it as well with the New Orleans Saints, but that 2022 season, 17 touchdowns, led the league. Unbelievable. The big thing here, I don't think his trade value is pretty high. And if you were to trade him away, this is kind of what the running back room looks like right now. You have Alvin Kamara. You have Jamaal Williams, Jordan Mims. Now, a player who's on IR that could be returning soon to add some reinforcements, Kendre Miller. And we got a lot to talk about with Kendre Miller because he is a player that, quite frankly, just needs to get on the field. And I don't want to knock Adam Prentice. I don't think he's going to get involved as a rusher anytime soon. So if you trade away Jamaal Williams, that's fine, but not knocking Jordan Mims. I don't know if he's a starter. I don't know if he can be the guy next to Alvin Kamara. We don't know. We don't know. Could he be? Maybe. But that's why I have this question up here. What's the future? Kendre Miller could be the future. Last season, in the limited sample size we got, he was pretty damn good. Obviously, he missed a lot of time due to injuries. But on top of the production you see on your screen, he also had 10 receptions on 11 targets for 117 total yards. And I think that's an underrated part of his game. He has really good contact balance. He has nice field vision. He's very athletic. And to be honest, he just bounces off of guys whenever he's getting hit. And I really, really like that from a running back. You just got to stay healthy. He's dealt with hamstring injury this year. He hasn't been on the field since, the first, second, third day of training camp. Like, at what point is he going to return? Returning from the hamstring injury, just in terms of the Saints offense, that would be big. And that could justify trading away Jamaal Williams. He's been really good in the limited action. But again, we've only gotten a very limited sample size. If he's not going to be available, then I think you should keep Jamaal Williams and not necessarily roll the dice on Jordan Mims. Again, it's not a knock on him, but like, I like Kendre Miller. I think he can be a really good football player, and I think he can offer a lot to the Saints offense. But again, he's got to be healthy. He's got to be available. Hamstring injuries, they can be, a little stingy. They can be a little annoying, especially for a running back. But I also, from what I understand, hamstring injuries aren't the most difficult injury to return from. So I want to see Kendre Miller on the field. I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm not saying any sort of bad ill will on Kendre Miller. I just want to see him be available because I really like what I've seen so far. It's just been so damn limited. Now, here's your turn to chime in and share your thoughts. Pick a running back 2. So kind of how to think about this is, if you wanted a running back 2, should it be Kendre Miller? Should it be Jamaal Williams and you keep him? Or should it be another running back that the Saints could trade for? Maybe you do trade Jamaal Williams. Maybe you do trade Kendre Miller. Like, I didn't really want to go, would you trade Jamaal Williams? Because I don't want people to be negative about a player that's on our football team and, give him unnecessary hate. Let's criticize the football and the production, not the human being. But like I said, who would you like to be your running back to? Kendre Miller? I think that's my favorite option. Jamaal Williams? He's who you got currently. Or would you want to go trade somebody? Maybe you draft somebody in the future. This is your opportunity to get creative and have some fun with it. Now, coming up, does the tight end room have some reinforcements coming in? So remember earlier when we started the video, I mentioned, well, we got a Raiders player we could trade for. I'm going to tell you who it is. It's not exactly who came to mind, but I'm going to tell you who it is. Really quick, if you do want to get a jersey, you got to get yourself a nice new set of threads. Chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. We got you covered. They're coming in from Fanatics, so you know it's going to be a high-quality product. Every jersey, every color, every size, every player, whatever you want. Men, women, children, whether you want the home, the away, the color rush, a throwback. If you want a current player, a legend, a former player. Hell, they even got Michael Thomas jerseys on sale. He's not on a team now, so might as well get a jersey while you still can. So we got a link in the comment section description of the video, chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. Now, Raiders trade target. Here we go. Michael Mayer. Can I fancy you for a new tight end? He might be wanting to get out of Vegas because he's not very happy with how this, Las Vegas offense has been using him. Luke Getsy, as the offensive coordinator for Vegas, has not been good. And there's been a lot of criticism on his play calling and the usage of certain players. And, looking back to the draft not too long ago, they drafted a player that we all really wanted to pick right ahead of us in Brock Bowers, that very, very talented tight end in Georgia. And he's been good. He's been productive for the Raiders. But that means that Michael Mayer's usage has gone down a lot. And Michael Mayer has been used more as a pass blocker, or not a pass blocker, but as a blocker than as a pass catcher. And pass catching is one of his big things that he's really, really good at. I do have his 2023 scouting report here pulled up. So I'll just go through a couple of pros and cons. He had an overall relative athletic score of a 7.66. That's pretty solid. It's not as high as what typical Saints targets are, but if he's available for now, that's something that we can maybe do. Throw to Mayer was a very popular play for Notre Dame when he was there. He had 17 contested catches throughout his career at Notre Dame, which was 65.4 total percent. He's built like a tight end with great size, a very good prototype that you want in the NFL. And then on top of that, you can line him up anywhere, whether it's in line, on the slot, out wide, whatever you want to do. Now, some negatives for him. He's not necessarily a special athlete, but he was good enough in terms of testing and whenever he had the pads on for the Fighting Irish. And he did drop some weight this offseason. So, maybe he's a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more athletic. He only had 4.8 yards after catch. He did, though, have 12 missed tackles, which is pretty good, but he did have a very high volume of catches. Now, again, Michael Mayer, he's 6'4", 265 pounds. Like, this could be a good player in the red zone specifically, but also just to kind of give you some extra depth and some true tight end depth in the tight end depth chart. Because I don't think that outside of Foster Moreau and Dallin Holker, those are your two only true tight ends. Juwan Johnson was a wide receiver that they transitioned to tight end. And maybe with Juwan Johnson, to use him, you line him up outside wide, make him your ex-receiver, and you go and trade for Michael Mayer, and you can use him and Foster Moreau as your two tight end set. But then on top of that, have the ability to use Taysom Hill in any form or fashion. And then Dallin Holker can be the young guy that's learning and that's also developing and can get thrown into the mix if there's ever any injury. And I do truly believe that the New Orleans Saints have underutilized the tight end position this year specifically. And Derek Carr has always been a big fan of utilizing the tight ends. If you go back to his time in Las Vegas and in Oakland, he utilized and targeted his tight ends very frequently. And for the Saints this year, we just haven't seen it a lot outside of that Week 1 game when most of the production was made. Both players got their lone touchdowns in Week 1 against the Panthers. Great plays for the record. Juwan Johnson had a beautiful, adjustment on his route and dragged his toes, got it at the pylon. Beautiful catch. Nice play and a great throw by Derek Carr. And then Foster Moreau climbed the ladder, was dangerous at the point of catch, and brought it down with his strong with the strong hands that he has. And I just think that the Saints could do better at utilizing their tight ends. And I think that maybe Michael Mayer could be a player, bars, that could add some depth and maybe give you a true tight end to use in the offense. Because, again, I think that they're just being underutilized, and I want to see the tight end be a bigger factor. I love when the Saints offense gets the tight ends going. And, you know, if you don't want to go trade for Michael Mayer, I'll always just advocate for it. Just go sign Jimmy Graham. As long as he doesn't want to retire, I'm going to say go get him. Now, let's ask you about Michael Mayer. I gave you my take. I gave you my opinions. I voiced my thoughts. Would you do it? Type trade or type pass in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And as always, Saints fans, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you want to hit me up on social media, I also post a lot of my thoughts in between these videos. I got short form content, videos, pictures, memes, all that fun stuff. And then I just rifle off hot takes, interactive content. And I'm also not too cool to not DM you back. So if you ever want to hit me up, feel free to. Best place to get your updates is by subscribing to the channel, and the best place to get some fun interactive media in between that and some fun interactive content is on social media. But Saints fans, y'all stay golden. Thank you for watching today's video. We will see you next time.